Yo, what's up, guys? It's Mark with Kendrick Research, and as we're just getting into 2024, I was thinking, what investments this year will be the highest performers? As I look back on 2023, I think of Nvidia, which returned almost 300%, and DraftKings, which returned almost 200%, both of which I missed out on. Then I think of companies like Coinbase and Meta and Palantir, whose high returns I did take part in. Who would these outperformers be for 2024? And what are the major events happening in 2024 that could drive these asymmetric returns? That brought me to three investments that have the potential to 2x plus in 2024. But before we jump in, let's take a look at a few of the major events that will greatly impact our investment returns throughout the new year. First, we have the US presidential election, likely between the same two candidates. I'm sure you remember how it went in 2020 with all the riots, social unrest, and pervasive sickness, so get ready for that round two. I definitely expect some volatility this year, especially in the first half, which we've already seen in the first week. But if you look at all the presidential election years going back to 1928, you can see that we have a strong probability of excellent returns this year, no matter who wins. Although, based on this data from Morningstar, it is probable that the market returns would be higher if a Republican won. Next, we have Jerome Powell and the Fed dropping interest rates. Here's a view of how we got to where we are today in terms of interest rates. We had major and frequent hikes throughout 2022 and a few through 2023, but the expectation now is no further hikes and actually 3 to 4 rate drops through 2024. These are the latest expectations from all the Fed chairs. Most believe we will be in between 4.5 and 4.75 by the end of the year, so essentially 3 to 4 25 basis point drops. Additionally, this is Wall Street's expectation for the next two Fed meetings. At the end of this month, for the January meeting, there is not a Fed rate drop expected, but as early as March, the market has a 68% expectation of a Fed rate drop in some way, either 25 or 50 basis points. My expectation would be 25 basis points, though I personally think they will wait until the May 1st meeting to make any changes. Lastly, it's leap year, and you know what that means? Free money. Just kidding. Just making sure you're still paying attention. And by the way, if you're liking this content, hit the like and subscribe button. The last event is actually the Bitcoin halving. If you haven't heard of this, it's basically when the amount of new Bitcoin that enter the market per block is cut in half. Basically meaning Bitcoin is more scarce and therefore more valuable. Every 4 years this happens, and every 4 years the price of Bitcoin explodes. With that being said, let's move on to the three investments that have the potential to 2x in 2024. The first of which is Bitcoin. Here's a quick table I made of the first three halvings and a basic estimate on what the fourth could look like. At the first halving in 2012, Bitcoin was valued at $12. Could you imagine owning BTC at $12? Oh man, that's fun to think about. Anyways, 1 year after the halving, Bitcoin went up 8,000% to $964. At the next halving in 2016, Bitcoin was valued at $663, and a year after that, it went up 285% to $2,550. Finally, in 2020, Bitcoin at the halving was worth $8,740 and went up 553% to $57,000. Currently, Bitcoin is about $44,000. The next halving should be around April 20th, 420 this year, so let's assume we're relatively flat till then at 50K. If we're 50K at the halving and we go up 300%, which is on the lower end of what we've done so far in the last three halvings, that would put us up at $200,000 per Bitcoin. With the spot ETF to be approved any day now, I would not be surprised to see this type of price on Bitcoin in the next 12 to 18 months. By the way, I thought I'd show you this Wall Street cheat sheet showing the psychology of a market cycle. It basically shows exactly how each Bitcoin cycle goes. You start out at disbelief, and as the price starts to move up slowly, you go to hope and optimism, and as it starts to move up more and more, you get to belief, then thrill, then lastly, as the price is peaking out at the top of the cycle, you hit euphoria. This is where most people get so damn bullish they put everything into Bitcoin without any backup plan. This is when we sell, to avoid anxiety, panic, anger, and depression. Then right as the last of the sellers sell because they've completely lost hope, this is when we buy back in. Right now, we are at the hope stage, right before the 2024 halving. Even at 44K, it's not too late to jump in on this ride. Okay, for the second investment that could 2x in 2024, let's talk about PayPal. PayPal is currently my second largest position in the public portfolio, and currently one of those stocks that has simply fallen out of favor with Wall Street. It has been completely sold off of its 2021 highs at over $300 per share to about $60 per share today. That is while growing revenue and operating income over the same period. I'm typically not a super technical trading guy, but if you look at this chart, they've had a strong bounce off of their 50-day moving average, and if they can confirm above their 200-day moving average, which is at about the $64.50 mark, we could be off to the races. From a more fundamental point of view, PayPal typically trades in the 30+ price to earnings ratio range. So if we were to get back to those levels with our forward earnings expectations for 2024, we would be at about $150 per share, more than 100% return. On top of that, they are currently in the process of a $5 billion share buyback. This is happening at the perfect time. As investors, we want this to happen at the most depressed prices so that they can buy back the most amount of shares for their money, making our shares more scarce and therefore more valuable. Finally, PayPal has a new CEO named Alex Chriss from one of Wall Street's most beloved companies called Intuit. He's clearly outlined PayPal's new focus on profitable growth. And with all of these components coming together, I believe PayPal will soon return to favor on Wall Street and therefore be priced accordingly. All right, and for the third and final investment that has the potential to 2x in 2024, we have Palantir. Palantir is currently trading for just under $16 per share off of its 2021 highs of over $45 per share, but up over 150% from its lows in 2023. This stock is a pure play on data and artificial intelligence, and they have just started to hit their stride. They have a number of thoroughly embedded products in governments all around the world, but in 2023, they just launched their new product, AIP, which is a generative AI model tailored to customers' proprietary data. Imagine ChatGPT tailored specifically to all your HR, payroll, financial, supply data, and more. The use cases are endless, and the demand for AIP is unprecedented. With the impact of AIP to start impacting Palantir's financial results for the first time in their next earnings report, growth could be extremely higher than expected. If this is the case, and with the S&P 500 inclusion just around the corner, Palantir could see prices near its 2021 all-time highs. All right, those are my 3 investments that have the potential to 2x or more in 2024. What is your favorite investment for 2024? Do you have any that you think could 2x or more? If you do, be sure to comment below. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you stayed to the end and enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, Mark out.